Hello there, Taurus. Welcome to your mid-May 2017 tarot reading. So this is going to run roughly from May 15th to around May 31st, okay? So the first message that I got out here, it says full house. So I mentioned, for the previous months at least, there's a problem here when it comes to the housing environment. Either there's too many people, or there are too many things, or the environment, it feels a little bit burdensome or like claustrophobic. But then there's this other message that relates to gambling. Okay, so this is not a good month overall. I don't feel it's a good time for you to make major bets, or especially to bet more than you can afford. Okay, so especially for those of you who are poker players, just be very careful of that energy, because I feel like there is a situation here where you feel like invincible, and you feel like people might tell you, no, let's cut your losses and try to get out of there. But I feel that you're being a little bit too adamant about, no, I'm gonna win big. So just be careful about that. Don't bet more than you're willing to lose. Okay. So the full house message comes across as in physically living in a full house, and then as it deals with people who might be trying to go to casinos, or if you're experimenting for the first time, or if you are habitual gambler, just be a little bit on the conservative side for this the next 2 weeks. Okay. What I do sense as well here, we do have a little bit of strife coming through in the housing environment. It seems to me to be very minor, but it feels almost as if somebody is like not taking care of their practical responsibilities. Things are piling up. It feels to me like dishes, and it feels to me like, especially for those of you who have pets, for example, you might have a roommate that has pets, and things are just piling on gradually, responsibilities that the roommate or the person you're living with should have been taken care of. I feel like there's some a little bit of frustration coming through from that end. Okay, so here's the thing. The bottom line is, we want to make the best of a situation. So I feel like talking these things out early on would be important for you. And I feel like this is something that has been happening since last month. And I feel that now, like it's been, it's kind of like been on the back of your mind since April. But I feel like for whatever reason, it was swept under the rug. It wasn't addressed properly. And so be careful about, tempers flaring when it comes to roommates, when it comes to people you're living with, when it comes to people in your family, okay? So I feel like responsibilities piling up, somebody's not taking care of what they're supposed to. I feel for many of you, there are short trips taken. So I feel like a lot of coastal areas, a lot of I'm seeing like environments where there are a lot of water. So water, bridges, barges, ferries as well. And I'm also seeing like visiting like some stone structures. So it could be like a university, for example, that's built in a very almost like in a very olden times, or even like museums or places that have been like that have historical significance, that have been built for a while. So I do feel that there are going to be some news, especially for those of you living in areas that are like in the floodplains, for example. There might be news about that, and it's the it's the springtime right now in the northern hemisphere when I'm recording this. So I feel like, especially in the southern hemisphere, and especially in low lying areas where it's very prone to floods, and the water table just getting out of control. So I feel like there's going to be some news about that as well. I would advise overall, be very, very careful with family, just give them the benefit of the doubt. And honestly, I feel like whatever needs to be addressed, like back in April, now's the time to do it, okay? Just like be the first to approach the topic, because I feel like the people you're dealing with, they get a little bit defensive, and then, one thing leads to another, and they feel very accused. They feel like you might be nitpicking at them and things like that. So just be careful about that. Work looks very, very stable, looks really, really good. And I feel like there's a lot of huge spike in income that's coming through for you guys. Maybe that's why, you're able to save up for these trips. So I feel like work overall, there's a lot of things that need to be taken care of. I don't see like a super busy energy, but I feel like I feel like there's like, if you're working on a client basis, if you're working on commission even, there's a lot of demand for you, okay, and for your services. And it feels to me like the phone's ringing all the time. So a lot of people are actually contacting you, and I feel like you are also reaching out to other people as you go through your travels. Okay, so I feel like a lot of you taking short trips, like weekend trips, going to a place of water, doing a lot of sightseeing. And I see like they're saying like, you know, tan skin, so I feel like you might be getting darker towards the end of this month. Okay, so it looks very, very good. Whatever needs to be said back in April, try to approach the topic with another person right now. It's a good month overall for conflict resolution, and it's a good month overall, you know, to air things out. Okay, so happy birthday for you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Okay, take care. Bye bye.